Hi there, I'm Stacy, the Encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Good morning, all. Let's see, I think it was the previous studio video I did, I'll flip the camera on and show you, but I did this painting and I said I did an image transfer onto it before I did the fine lines on the leaves. And I got a question as to, basically they said, I think I missed how you got that image on there. And they didn't miss it. I actually forgot to film it. So I've done this in the past with image transfers using toner ink. But I have some exciting news for you all that don't have access to a toner printer or easy access to a copy machine that uses toner printer. Let me flip the camera around and show you this painting from last week, and then I'll further explain this. So basically, I do an image transfer. So this was the previous paintings video, and this I've already done an image transfer on. However, I have not done an image transfer onto this yellow painted panel. So I thought I would show you that today. So I take and I scan my leaf sketches into my computer. And then from there I arrange them. This panel is 10 by 10, so I arrange them on my computer screen. I want to arrange them in a program. You don't have to do that, but I just find it easier visually for me to kind of lay them out ahead of time and scale the leaves how I want them scaled. So once I have the layout figured out, what you definitely make sure you want to do is to flip that image, because when you go to transfer it onto the panel, you're going to need to have the reverse image of it. So make sure you flip that before you print it out. Then I use this architectural design vellum. And I buy it on Amazon. If I think about it, I'll try to remember to put the link down below. But I found this to work the best. And like I said, normally I use a toner printer to do this. However, my toner printer is on the fritz. So that's how I discovered that, guess what, guys? You can just use a regular inkjet printer with this vellum. And I think it's specifically because of the vellum, or the architectural design vellum. I'm not sure that every single paper would work with this inkjet printer, and I don't think my inkjet printer is anything special from anybody else's inkjet printer, so I don't think it's that reason. But I also make sure I use it right away. So I print it out, and then I come right over to the studio and I transfer it onto my panel. I don't wait days. Now, I know you can wait days when you do it with the toner printer or the toner ink. I know you can wait days, weeks. I've even waited months. But I don't do that with the inkjet printer. So little tip there. And then tip number 2 is to warm your panel slightly. You don't want it too hot, but you definitely want it warm. And it's quite hot out today, so it shouldn't take me long to warm this panel up. The nice thing about this vellum is that it's also clear, so you can see where you're putting your image onto your panel. For these, it's not as particular because it's just a blank solid color. But if you wanted to make sure you had your image put in a certain area or arranged in a certain direction or something like that, this vellum is really nice because it's completely clear and you can see through to your painting. Once your panel is warmed up and your image is now face down on the panel, you want to use a dull, kind of not a super pointy tipped tool to just burnish this image in. And I think you can kind of tell here, but as you go along, you can see where you've burnished by the paint kind of comes through a bit. It's a little less cloudy on the vellum, if you will. You can kind of see through to the painting a bit more. And so you just want to keep burnishing. This just happens to be my favorite tool, but you could also use a metal spoon or anything like that. And you can see here, I'm pointing out where it's not burnished and where it is. The other great thing about this technique is if you start pulling the image away or the vellum away, and you notice you've missed a spot here, like I've missed this corner of the leaf, you can just put that vellum back down, burnish it a bit more, and voila, you've got the entire image down. So it's a really easy, convenient way to get an image onto an encaustic painting. I think you can see that this inkjet ink doesn't come off quite as crisp and neat, and you can see a lot of ink is still left on the print. However, it's perfect for this application because I can see the lines perfectly enough, and I can, use my imagination or what have you to fill in some of these blank areas where the lines didn't completely come through there. I think you can see that. Yeah, it's perfect for this. So I just wanted to make sure to point that out, because if you're trying to get a completely crisp, clean image transfer, you might want to use toner ink or a toner printer or a copier. Because it doesn't completely come through crisp. But the exciting news, I think it's exciting anyways, hopefully some of you do or all of you do as well, is that you can just use your plain old printer at home for an image transfer. I think it's because of using the vellum, and like I said, it's really nice because it's see-through, so you can see where you're putting the image down anyways. And I'll try to remember to link, I have a really short video, less than 2 minutes, about doing this image transfer with toner ink, and I've used it to transfer words onto it was one of the little mini West Virginia tree series paintings. So I'll try to link that up here somewhere or down below in the description. You can go check that out after you watch this video to see what it looks like on when you use toner. And in that case, I wanted a nice, clear, crisp image because it was words. One last thing about image transfers, and that is you can just use regular old, this is just mixed media leftover scrap paper, and I can take this leftover ink here, flip this over, and transfer it onto just plain old paper if I wanted to mess around with it just on plain old paper, which is what I did with this here. I think you can see that from the previous day's work here. Now, I know this is not the only way to do an image transfer onto Encaustic. You can also use things like graphite transfer paper, or you could use like a soft pencil, trace over your drawing, flip that over so that the graphite side is down onto the encaustic paint, and then trace over that back image again, and that will transfer it. With the graphite method, both the graphite transfer paper, first, that method I find really, really messy, and it seems like graphite just gets all over the panel, all over my hands. I just find it messy, but it does work. And then where you trace the drawing with a softer graphite, that works as well. But what I've found is you get thicker lines with that. You get almost like a thicker pencil line. And you also get that with the graphite paper. So this method, to me, I've just found works the best. I love it. And like I said, it's great because it's see-through. You can see right through to your panel. You know exactly where you're putting that image down or text, whatever it is that you're transferring. So anyways, let's get back to this video and get these fine lines done on these paintings. Before I let you go, I just wanted to say that if you ever have any questions or if I don't explain something right, please reach out, let me know down there below in the comments, like this image transfer. I'm always happy to help out or answer any questions that I possibly can. Plus, it also then tells me what I perhaps might need to create another video out of. So definitely always feel free to ask me questions. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming along. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. It truly does help me out. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.